I was just going to ask, and then it's based on the price of the oracle, which will be when it is unlocked to either whichever party.
Yeah, so yes, but when I say Oracle, this is also, and bear with me, this stuff is all new. So there's actually two oracles involved, and this is why our partnership with Chainlink is so important. We don't, our oracle is technically an oracle because it's an off-chain kind of entity, but all our Bitcoin, we call it Bitcoin Oracle, does, it opens and closes the escrow. So that's all it does. You can basically, you can integrate any kind of price feeds, Chainlink, Oracle feed, whatever you want, any kind of smart contract logic, any kind of automation, any of that can integrate into it. But the it's not even like a smart contract on Bitcoin. It's really, I mean, we got to figure out a better word. It's a dumb contract on Bitcoin because it just opens and closes based on an input it receives, and that's all. And so the way you generate that input, like you're going to have Aave monitor the price and the oracles and whatever, like all of that is going to be done, all the calculations going to be done on ETH. And then the output said, all right, well, now you have defaulted, signal goes to Bitcoin Oracle. Oracle says, all right, you defaulted, and then that's it.
Oh, okay, thanks for explaining that. That's perfect. It's kind of like a true false switch, I guess.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Now, technically, our Bitcoin oracles support up to 10,000 potential outcomes, but so it can do more sophisticated kind of things. But honestly, usually it's kind of binary. In many of the practical kind of applied cases that we've seen that are actually things that people might do, like lending, it's kind of, it's kind of one way or the other, which makes it a lot simpler to kind of think about.
Very interesting. Yeah, I'm still wrapping my mind around this. This is very interesting. So, I guess like, why do you think that there aren't a lot of people building on this technology?
It's very new. So, this, I mean, technically the idea for this has existed for a couple of years, but it wasn't really usable until Taproot was released November 2021, because Taproot for Bitcoin introduced two kind of capabilities, Schnorr signatures and PTLC, that were required to basically make this feasible. And so this is just really, the implementation of this is just totally new. And so we're taking this kind of position. We're looking to turn this into something that is valuable and useful. And so we often are the first people to kind of evangelize this, where people come to us with questions of, hey, I've got this such and such an app or this use case. Could this be done with DLCs? Does it make sense? And so we're just, we're really, yeah, we're evangelizing this idea that actually you could have, like, in theory, you could have like a wrap Bitcoin without WBTC, which would be really cool. Not because I don't like WBTC, I think they've done a phenomenal job, but there's just, only just because of the counterparty risk, right? Like, what if, like, we don't know how these, I mean, obviously these custodians, they do a good job in normal times, whatever, but we don't know at the end of the day, like, what is the risk for, catastrophically losing all your Bitcoin that is, wrapped in WBTC or anywhere else. Like, we just don't have a lot of years of kind of experience, and we don't know all the things that could happen. And so if the point of Bitcoin is to have this kind of uncorrelated different system of like putting your assets in a safe place, then to take that decentralized Bitcoin and to send it to a centralized entity to use in decentralized finance, just absolutely, that bottleneck doesn't make sense. And so with this, our goal is that over the coming months and years, as this gets more developed and more broadly built upon and used in different projects, we can just keep it decentralized the whole way through and just not have any custodians involved, or not have any counterparties or whatever points of failure that don't technically need to be there. And just a quick thing, I know I've been kind of on these longer monologues here. The funny thing is, kind of ironic, is if you're a Bitcoin maxi, and we didn't talk about maxis, obviously there's more extreme ones and whatever, but if you have Bitcoin today, if you want to take a loan on it, you have to send it to a custodian. If you're like in the complete Bitcoin maxi camp, you know, totally cool that that's what somebody believes in, but there's no, you have to take your Bitcoin and send it to, you know, the custodian behind the lender, and that doesn't make any sense either. Basically, you cannot use your Bitcoin without centralizing it today, and that stinks. Whatever you believe in, that stinks.
Yeah, so it's essentially like the way that DeFi is done right now is kind of just a mixture of systems just to make it work, but it's not like when you look at it from the back end, and like it doesn't actually make sense the way things are moved around and assets are moved around.
Exactly. Today we have a situation where like you can earn 1 to 3%, you know, yield or return on your Bitcoin, but then you have the risk of losing all of it if something goes wrong, something unknown thing goes wrong. So yeah, that's where like the systems side to DeFi is today, unfortunately, with respect to Bitcoin.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.